We think, oh, I have to disappear, therefore I have to do something in order to disappear. No, you're already not there. You see, what we're living from is memory. You see, so therefore, someone said, well, if everything is here and now and everything is one, why is there a process of growth? Why does it take so long to realize it? You see? Well, one is because we want to know that we know. The reason we want to know that we know, because intellectually we do not know, and we're afraid not to know, because spiritually we like to read a lot, and which is fine, which is wonderful, because there are many beautiful books. But the thing is that if you rely on the book knowledge, what happens is that you begin to think you know, because you've read it. You see? And so, like many people, for example, years ago when I used to teach a course in miracles, they used to read the book over and over. Oh, I've done all the lessons and I've gone over it. Now I'm kind of wise. But they're still not living the truth. Okay? Because it's not a matter of reading alone. It's a matter of recognizing there is no you who is studying. You see? There is only is. You see, that is that melting away. There is that knowing that is beyond the words itself. So, where were we? Yes, the process. Now, the process takes a long time, first because there's a need to know that you know, and the reason we want to know that we know is because since we don't feel we know inside and living it, then we want other people to know that we know. So we spout what we think we know, you see? Why? Because we don't have self-worth. And by thinking that we know and convincing ourselves that we know, we might feel, oh, I'm being spiritual. I know something. You see? So we feel some form of self-worth. Because you see, when you don't know who you are, and I know because I've done hypnotherapy for many, many years, people who don't know who they are, they all suffer from low self-worth. It's inevitable. And it comes out in neurosis, in many complex behavior patterns. Another thing that makes the process so long is the fear of emptiness. Now let's understand emptiness, because the word emptiness, the average person thinks of emptiness as a great void, an abyss, where you're going to die and be no more, type of thing. Yeah.
You're talking about low self-worth, and isn't that kind of the same, though, as having had a glimpse of oneness and then feeling like you've lost it?
Yes. Yes. And the reason you lose it is because you want to own it. You see, you have a glimpse, that's beautiful. You have a glimpse of oneness, and it's beautiful. We've all had a glimpse, otherwise you wouldn't be here at some point or another. You must have had something happen to you. But what happens is that we say to ourselves, oh, I lost it. Okay? You don't really lose it. What happens is you try to own it. And there's no one to own anything. So the moment you do that, you immediately lose it. Because the ego wants to own. You see? There's one thing that the ego wants more than anything. To get rid of itself. Did you know that? Yes. Most spiritual seekers, they get caught and they go through a long, long process because they say, oh, the ego is a bad thing. The ego is what keeps me from being free. I must get rid of it. And then they get stuck in it. Because whatever you want to get rid of, gets rid of you. But not in a good way that we're talking about. You see? So this is the oneness again. We're doing the same thing again. You see? But we do not realize that in oneness there is no ego. There is no opposite. So we have to look with the eyes of the ego. Now, when you're looking, right now, you're looking and you're listening. That is not you. That is something in you that is recognizing it. If everybody knew that, this place would be full of people, would have to hire a big place. You see? But only few people come at a time, because very few people are really motivated and driven for that wonder that they are. You see? But the wonder that you are, which is so great, is not personal. And it has never been personal. And in truth, there's never been anything that is personal except memory. See, and this is what we have to understand. So what is the fear of emptiness then? The attachment to memory. Now, one thing to understand here is that the reason we attach ourselves to memory, it is because we do not understand the dichotomy between awareness and memory. The two are one. We go back to oneness. Please understand that oneness. Awareness and memory are one. Okay? Let's discuss this. Okay. What is not memory? Can you mention anything that is not memory?
All thought is memory.
All thought is memory. All emotions are memory. The senses are memory. Your body is memory. The world is memory. Everything that you experience is memory. Everything that you experience is memory. There's nothing but memory.
What you were saying before about being in nature and listening, or just listening?
Listening is not a memory.
It's not memory.
Listening is now. The memory is gone. And that's a good point. You see, when you're in nature and you listen, what you're listening to, that which is beyond memory. That silence, that om, that song in the heart that is forever playing, but we don't hear because we're caught in the tumult of everyday life. You see? But we don't hear it. We can hear that even in noise, mind you, because it is the silence of the heart. But the reason ordinarily we do not hear it because we're too caught in thought process. Thought always produces an opposite. Okay, so everything is memory. There's nothing but memory. Please understand that. Now, when you think of memory, you attach yourself to memory. For example, take the body. Okay? Now, for those of you who know the body, and many of you do, you're all intelligent and well versed in the body. The body itself is made up of cells, which of course, if you were to, which are atomic energy. Now, if you were to put those atoms, really concentrated, put them in a concentrated form, so concentrated in fact, that there is no space in between. You know what you'll have? Less than a pinhead. The body will disappear. The reason the body appears so real is because there's so much space. You see? Yet it's all atom.
Just based on that, can you repeat that?
Yeah, if the body is made up of cells, okay? You know, really atomic energy, atoms, all right? Now, these atoms are in great space, not in our vision, which of course doesn't see it, but in reality there's a great space between them. If you were to condense it, if you were to compress, that's the word, compress, sorry. If you were to compress those atoms to the point of where there is no space in between, you'll get less than a pinhead of matter. Okay? Similarly, it is, quantum physics. They say that what we call space, which seems to be so empty, a cubic inch of space has more energy in it than the entire material universe. It blows you away, you see. So we cannot conceive that what we call spirit, that what we call awareness, is the whole existence itself. Did you know that the world is made up of your mind, and we make it to be so real? It was the Nobel Prize winning physicist David Bohm who said that the world is a holographic image. When he was asked how he knew that, and he tried to prove it in different mathematical ways, he said it was an experience, just like Einstein's theory of relativity. You see, it was an experience during silence. It came to him. So the point is that whatever we perceive, it's all our memory and our experience which becomes compressed visually into the world that we see. Two people can look at the same painting, two people can look at the same person, and they see totally a different person or a totally different painting. Why? Because we live in our mind. the mind produces everything according to memory. Now, memory is made up of tradition, religion, upbringing, training, nationality, race, all your belief system. All these things put together is your conditioning.